So that's really it. So welcome to the podcast, Little Joey Nails.
Hello.
Welcome. It is. I was just saying how. Thank you for doing this. We were
Of
talking
course.
before we started recording here that this is your first podcast,
Yep, this is my first time doing any of these.
and which is, I'll be honest with you, which is hard for me to believe, but I also know that that's fact because I watched a lot of the podcasts in the state, and I'm thinking to myself now, why didn't those people already have Joey Nails on their podcast? Right? I don't know if you know
Yeah.
this, but people love you, bro. People fucking love you. We love you up north. I remember the first time we saw you, we were like, we want him up here. We got to get this kid up here. And we reached out to you, and you've been up with us a few shows, and hoping for more in the future. And you are just so beloved up here that and even downstate. So I'm wondering why the hell. So tell me, why hasn't that happened? Why haven't you hit a podcast, an interview, a show, a talk show already?
I love is it's like I normally wait for people to reach out, and honestly, they just hadn't, which is fine. Like it's nothing. It's never been a thing that I've been like I say necessarily wanting to do. Like I was like, oh, like when it comes along. But honestly, when like you guys announced that you guys were doing one, I messaged. I think it was Mike.
Hmm.
I think I messaged Mike, and I was like, hey, can I get on this podcast? Because I was like, I really enjoy like what you guys do up north, and I was like, you know what, this is actually something that I want to be. I said I'm going to kind of at the very least push to be a part of.
That is awesome. We actually talked about the North and the South in the podcast last night with Mike and Amanda, and the conversation was so I don't know. So how long have you been around actually? When did you let's talk about that because I have a long history in Maine wrestling, like northern Maine wrestling,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and I've had my eye down south on every promotion that came up that way. And just real quick, I trained with Eric down there. I did the whole IWE thing. I did the
Yeah.
bro. They had me wrestling. I mentioned this again. They had me wrestling the fucking Red Ranger. I had my first match was a triple threat with Hobo Joe and Crash and fucking Roadblock. I'm sure you should be
Block.
familiar with the name
Yes,
Roadblock.
indeed.
So if you know the name, you know how difficult that might have been for me at the time to do that. Um, but when did you start? Because I was down there and I did trainings and I made multiple shows, and you're part of the next generation of wrestlers for our state. So when did you
Yeah.
start? Like, where the hell did you come from, man?
So I started like in Maine indie wrestling when I was 15. I helped out at a couple shows because my dad was friends with the promoter of it's no longer they're no longer around, but Pro Wrestling Takeover. Um, and he was friends with the promoter, and we had gone to a couple of shows. And when I kind of started getting into the like indie wrestling thing, like really into like the like how it works, like I say how it works, like just kind of learning like that there's more than WWE
Mm-hmm.
kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, do you think I could help out with a couple of the shows, like just set up the ring just to kind of check it out? And I did that for I believe two shows, and then I started training with Matt and Muscle. The it was Sean Mason X
Yep.
or Sean Killian. They had a small school, and I started with them. And I say trained with them. I went to maybe three total training sessions, but I always kind of stayed connected with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up doing a small battle royal for them, which like it was cool. I shouldn't have been in there. I don't blame them, but I was like like looking back on it, I'm like I should not have been in that match. I was 15 and had barely been able to bump, but
Mm.
but like I did that, and then I kind of like then COVID hit,
Yeah.
and then like I kind of stuck around. I did camera work for Vacation Land
Mm.
for a while. Um, then started with the dojo. Um, a year or two. I say after COVID, but like after 2020, I can't. It all blurs together.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then took a break. Then for my senior year, got back into it, and basically been pretty consistent, like with training and stuff since.
Yeah. Are you the one that dude, I swear to God, I remember you. So you were this kid in school. You were partnering with Eric Johnson at the high school.
Yes, yep, yep.
You had the shorts. You had the wrestling shorts. That was you, right?
That was me. Yes, yep,
I fucking knew it. I fucking
yep, yep.
what were you going as then?
I was Lewis Ark at the time.
Louis Ark. What was that
Yeah,
about? So was that your school? Was that
yeah. So that was so for the senior year they would do a like a they call it Project Grad, which is
yeah?
basically just a big like field trip for the seniors. This um and but the whole point is that like the senior class has to raise money for it. And so I was like, I think actually it was around the time another promotion had done a Project Grad fundraiser show, and I was like, well, I have a connection with Randy, so maybe I could get like a limitless Let's Wrestle one for my school, and I had been training with them previously, but I had taken kind of a break just because I kind of fell out of it, and then I was like, hey, this is like a reason for me to get back into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy hell! I remember that because for some reason I was really about that story. Again, we're up north, but we pay close attention to what you guys do down that way. It's just what we do because we're in the same industry, right? Per se.
Yeah, yeah.
So I remember the kid and Eric Johnson, and I know it was you, but it was just amazing to see that you stuck with it this entire time. You know, one of the things that we love about you. There's many things that we love about you up here, but bro, so your facial expressions in a match, you know what the hell I'm talking about. You put on some faces, man. Is that something you kind of picked up yourself? Were you trained with that? Because I don't see many people do that, and that's a big like. It's the little things that make a big impact in matches, and you do a great job with that. So where did you get that from?
Um, I take very little credit for it myself. With like just I always like doing cartoony faces, cartoony like this over the top faces and stuff. But like I would say training at the dojo, learned a bit with that, and just kind of working on just selling. And I always knew the face shows emotion, so or like or in anything, even if it's not like I'm hurt, but it could also just be like surprise, I'm
Your
angry,
face,
I'm
man. Your
happy.
face just like you know the whole saying that a picture's worth a million words, right? So like I can imagine photos of your matches being taken and your expressions really selling the match, and I just can't. So for being so young, like everybody talks about like young folks being able to move a certain way, they're athletically built, they're doing all sorts of flippy dippers, but I never heard anybody like credit somebody else for like your expressions for a match.
Uh-huh.
Bro, you got it. You got it. You know who you remember? Speaking of that, the other person I remembered who did faces in their matches and really sold the match on their face was Luke Robinson. I don't know if you know who Luke Robinson is. Luke
Yes,
Robinson.
yep.
I saw Luke Robinson. I met him for the first time fucking years ago, brother. Years
Yep.
ago. I'm 40, so years ago. And
Yeah.
this was shortly before he was part of the WWE. Um, what was it? Was it Tough Enough? Tough Enough? A
I
little
think
bit
yeah, it was tough enough,
like
yep.
just a few years before he ended up being on TV because we were like, holy shit! I was just hanging out with that guy. You know what I'm saying? Not too long ago.
Yeah.
And when he was just messing around in the ring before the show, we're sitting there. We already did a seminar. The show's getting ready to start. We're kind of helping out with chairs. You know how it is. We're doing all that shit.
Yeah.
And you know, we're not in the show, but we're helping out in other ways. And he's in the ring messing around with somebody else, like doing some chains and whatnot. And the entire time I'm looking at him, he's making these faces as he's working with this guy, like sparring with this guy in the
Yeah.
fucking ring, right? And he's making these faces, and I'm looking at this kid. I was like, this kid is amazing. And again, he wasn't doing anything. He wasn't doing any flips and dips and all that. It was just his match was in his face, and
Yeah.
it's him and you that I remember those faces. So that's definitely take that as a compliment because that's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. That's pretty awesome. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Last time we saw you, you did not have a mustache. on your
No.
face. So what's what are we doing here? What is this?
So the mustache is for it's purely for Cindy Bacabella.
Ah,
Or Joey Eastman. So I was approached by him back in, I believe, September, and all he asked me was, oh yeah, he's like, okay, kid, two things. One, I want you to watch me and how I move in the ring, or not in the ring, but like during the matches. And can you grow a mustache? And I was like, okay, I can definitely watch you. And two, I can try. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And I kind of, because it had been kind of hinted at me that he wanted to work with me, but like nothing. He hadn't said anything, so I wasn't gonna like assume anything. And then so down the line, he messaged me and he's like, okay, so I want you to be my son. And so because the mustache came out well and everything, currently in Creator Pro Wrestling in Long Island, New York is the only place it's debuted. But I am Little Joey Bacabella.
all right, all right. That is pretty awesome that you've taken on that and you're growing this magnificent mustache
No,
you have.
I never expected it to be this good, honestly, and I am like, I never tried, never been like I've always been before a very anti-facial hair guy, where I'm just
Mm,
like, no, I like my smooth baby face.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then this, and I'm like, you know what, this looks good,
A
and like
baby face, baby
it's
face.
different.
A baby face, baby face. That you know what's that's funny that you that would because I imagine that little Joey Nails turning heel would have a mustache. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah,
to kind of get away from the yay baby face
yeah,
to
yeah,
like okay
guys.
now he's tougher now. He got a little mustache. He's a little
Yep.
tougher guy now. He's no longer little. Now he's grown, little grown
Yeah,
Joey Nails. No,
yeah.
that's and so he brought this idea to you to do this. Have you worked with him before? What was it that kind of like, hey, I want him to be little baby Joey Bacabella? Like, what the hell was that about?
That's more. I I don't know. Like, I mean, like I talked to him. He like I think before he liked me at the very least.
Mm,
I'd like talked to him before Limitless shows and stuff. But I I'm lucky is basically all I can say. Right place, right time. As dumb as like I know everybody says it, but for once, this is I never believed it until it happened to me.
that that is that is pretty awesome. That is pretty. And you said Joey Eastman. I remember the name Joey Eastman from back in the day as well. And that's probably somebody we can try to get on here as well to try to figure out like how did we go from Joey Eastman to what he is, you know, currently? Cause that's fun.
Oh yeah.
That's fun. I watch as much as I can of the shows. Are you from Maine?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so you've seen the IWEs and all the shows down there and heard of them and
Yeah. For the most part, I really didn't watch any like IWE. I never really watched
mm,
like at all. Like just like when it was going on, I was just young and had no idea about any sort of indie wrestling other than maybe I see it at the fair every once in a while. I really for IWE, I did camera for one of their last shows, like or like the last show like before they shut down, and then
mm.
obviously I know Eric Johnson's now the new owner, but or re-owning it.
Yeah, yeah, the
Yeah,
old new owner, new old
the old
owner.
new owner,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
but but yeah, no. So I like before that, I my only real exposure to them was like one of their last shows.
Okay, okay. So was it the whole sort of the project grad situation there? Was that your first time like trying to get into the business, or were you already working your
I
way into it, trainings and all that before that?
Before that, I had like I had done like basically only camera work before.
Mm,
Um, I I did camera. I'd help out at some like smaller shows like Vacation Land when they were running, um, and just very small things. I had been training at the dojo for a couple months my junior year, then took my little hiatus, I guess I'll call it, and then started training with them again. And basically, the training was almost purely just for at the time was just for that match. Like I started up. I think the match was in May. I started in March,
Mm.
and
Well,
but then from then on, it was like okay, like cause and that match was fun and like but like I was not a fully trained wrestler by any means by that point. So really from then it was just kind of training at the dojo, trying to help out, be like anybody trying to get into wrestling.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then eventually like I would do a couple small like battle royal spots or like really small things. And then my first like booking was with Eric at Ring Wars 2.
When you say booking, what do you mean by booking?
Or like one where like I was like offered a spot on a show that wasn't like either like a that was a match that wasn't like okay, so we need somebody in the battle royal, or like we need somebody to get squashed in a couple seconds.
Oh, okay, okay. What was that second uh Ring Wars? What did you do for that show?
I was in it was the fans choice poll, and I like it was basically there was I think 6 of us who basically was like okay guys, 6 of you to be in this scramble match, or like that, or who like so they already had the scramble match announced, and then there was going to be the winners of that fans choice in
Mm.
there as well. And it was like whoever got got the most votes was going to be in the match, and I was able to get enough votes to be in the match. And then that scramble turned into so it's I think it was supposed to be a 6-man scramble,
Hmm.
got turned into a fatal 4-way. Then some other stuff happened, which it turned into a triple threat, and I was in a triple threat match at Ring Wars 2.
Okay. That's I'm laughing because no shit, that's how it works out, right? You have these big plans,
Yeah,
and the more people you have in a match, the more uh shit can hit the fan and go
yeah.
the other way. So it's always tricky to have multiple people in a match like that. Who was in that match? Who was in a triple threat match with you?
It was me, the Donkey Boy Bandit, and Chris Rex.
Were those two guys did they start like did you start with them? Were they training at the same time as you, or were they a little bit before, a little bit after?
Chris Rex is out of New York, so I have
Okay.
no idea about that. But Donkey, when I started training at the dojo, Donkey. So my first time started training at the dojo, Donkey had like just started like a couple months in, and then when I started again, Donkey had gotten cleared for matches, and he was like, he was doing stuff. He was on my team during that Project Rad
Mm,
show because it was me, Eric Johnson, and him versus the Sea Wolves and Drake Lovecraft.
okay. Okay. I'm starting to it's all coming back to me now. I remember you and
Yeah,
Eric. I think I'm starting to remember Donkey. And Donkey was another one we saw from up here as a crowd favorite. We were like, it's a fair show. Let's get some people up here that can get the crowd going. And we
yeah,
got Donkey. So we're paying real close attention to you guys. On
uh,
the bookings that we have from up here is not it's not incidental. It's not just hey we just want whoever. No, like we're being
yeah,
very strategic that who we're bringing up here. Especially now, we are trying to we're trying to have our shows make sense, right? And we want the
yeah,
crowd to be invested in the show, that very first show, and we want them to follow us when we go from Van Buren to Caribou to Prescott to Fort Fairfield to Mars Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like we want them to follow us.
yeah,
So we're not treating every show as just we're just doing this one show in this one town. Whatever happens here stays here type shit. No, whatever happens
yeah,
here is gonna affect the next show, right? Whatever happens
yeah,
at that show, it's gonna affect the next show. Like every show from here on out has a rhyme and a reason, and we're hard at work with so we have our first show booked and things going on, and we haven't even had that match yet, that show yet, and we are already working on our second show. You see what I'm saying? So
Gotcha.
that's
Yeah.
where our mindset is right now with all of that. Um, so you were doing Let's Wrestle the dojo, right?
Yeah.
You were doing all of that. Are you still doing that now since it moved and did the whole pine tree
A
thing now, or?
little less so, only just because of distance right now.
Mm,
I am currently working on moving down to southern Maine, like the Portland area. Like it's just waiting on job stuff, basically.
yeah,
But uh, like I do want to get down there to because I love training. I love like just the dojo was great. I loved it. Um, and I've been down to the new school a couple times now, and I love it. It's great. The only reason I haven't gone is because distance, like
yeah,
just going from where I live in Dover Foxcroft to Portland is about a 2 hours 15-minute drive.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and I'm not making excuses. Like, but like it's just I can't do it as consistently as I would like to, which hence why the looking to move down further south, and also yeah. So,
I'm glad you said that because that's literally our situation up here up north. Is if we want to be part of these seminars and be part of these schools and be part of these trainings and be part of these shows, we have to
yeah,
travel just as long,
yeah,
right? Even maybe
yeah,
even longer down there,
longer.
right?
Yeah, way longer. I'm not.
Exactly. So that's always been a struggle for us to become more and to become part of the Maine wrestling scene to a point where our names are synonymous with the state of Maine. Eric Johnson, for instance,
Yeah,
um, and that was our like I couldn't make every show like and IWE was the only wrestling promotion in the state of Maine at the time, aside from like little one offs, if you will.
yeah,
Um, and we couldn't make that every month. And I think Eric was
yeah,
running at that time. I think he was running every single month at the time. We couldn't make it, so you get it, right? The school moved. You kind of
yeah,
like, hey, I'm not making it as much as I would like to because it's further away. Again, imagine
yeah,
us like we have nothing from here
y-
all the way down
yeah,
to like Brewer, Old Town, Fairfield at the time.
yeah.
But at the same time, there's been a lot of promotions that I've tried up here, and every single one has failed
Yep.
terribly, terribly up here. And
Yeah.
we talked about that yesterday, and I'm not sure if you know of some promotions down your way that have started and then just out of nowhere just done. Has there been a
Oh yeah.
promotion like that down your way that has kind of had a little momentum and all of a sudden just randomly they were done?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
All the time.
all the
Like
time.
yeah.
All the time. What do you think it is? So let's talk about that. So before we're talking pre Limitless, right?
Yeah.
We're just we're talking IWE, and up here, my goodness, we had the Crowd of May Wrestling, we had the New Era Wrestling, we had Avalanche Wrestling, we had another Pyro Championship Wrestling at the mall, Rustic Wrestling Federation which was more of a backyard thing. But listen, let me talk about that for a moment there. You
Yep.
could say whatever the fuck you want about backyard wrestling or whatever it is. When I came up here from Connecticut and I started wrestling at this in this backyard was they had a ring, and bro, they had hundreds of people watching their shows, man, watching
Hey.
their shows. They did a night show which was like the pay-per-view, and they gave
Yeah.
out for everybody who came to the show. They were giving out tickets. Listen,
Yeah.
it's a free show. We're in the backyard somewhere.
Yeah.
They're giving
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
raffle tickets just to kind of keep track of how many people are there.
Yeah.
175 people
175 people for a backyard show.
for a backyard show. And
That's
I'm thinking the
ridiculous.
entire time, like and we'll talk about the north and the south and whatnot, but we were getting word that they were shitting on us down there because we were backyarders. But I was like, we have 175 people in a backyard watching us do
Yeah.
our thing. Like this is a show now. Like
Yeah.
this is a show
Wow.
now. And we started, and I don't know what was going on, man, but we started making some noise so much, in fact, that a man by the name of Scotty Vegas came up our way with a group of guys from downstate and came to a night show. That same night show that I told you we had 175 people, and we met.
Yep.
We knew I knew who he was because I was following main wrestling down south. The guys up
Yeah.
here may not have known who he was, but I made sure they knew. Hey, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
new it was New Wrestling Horizons, New Wrestling Horizons. So at the end of the show, we got together. We're in the ring. We're chain wrestling. We're doing moves on each other. So I thought,
Yeah.
oh, okay, we're building this, relationship. We're building this is good. This is good. I never really went anywhere because
Yeah.
the guys up here just fumble the fucking ball every single time, dude. Every single time. And I'm hoping this time around with Crown of Main Wrestling right now, I have a lot to do with creative. I'm the general manager for Crown of Main Wrestling at the shows. I and we're a team that we literally have meetings where we all meet in person to go over the card, to go over the show, to come up with segments and angles that we can bring to the shows that you guys would like, that the crowd would like and enjoy.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to be our best year for wrestling up here in Northern Maine. And
Yeah.
and if it's not, brother, then I think we should fucking stop. We're gonna have to stop. So how did you hear
Yeah.
about Crown of Maine from where you are? Did we reach out to you? That's what happened, right? We reached out to you.
You guys reached out to me. Yes, because I'd heard about it before just because of some of the guys like Eric at the dojo, Dylan Nix. Because when I was like training, you guys had started or at least were booking quite a few of the Southern talent. Like I think Jason Maverick was also on like one of the shows. Actually, oh yeah, and like I knew JP, who was like your hardcore champion for a while.
JP, yeah.
But so I'd known about you guys, but like, and then at the time I was so I had gotten my match at Ring Wars, and basically that had kind of cleared me for matches, like taking bookings, like with like that I had gotten the green light where I could go out and wrestle, and then I'm pretty sure it was I think it was Casanova who put me in contact with you guys, and I ended up going up for your show. I can't remember what the show was called. It was my first one was last year. It was Bash and Van Buren.
Okay.
And I went against Corey Duke.
Corey Duke, yep.
Which I can't thank you guys enough for that, because like I see Corey on shows down like in like New Hampshire and stuff, and like the fact that I was like I got to wrestle that guy, and I see him like some of the stuff that he's doing. I'm like, well, I thank you guys so much for letting me get in the ring with him.
No, that was great, and that's where I remember watching that match because I sit outside of the Gorilla and I watch the show as it's happening. I go back, I change, do my thing, whatever, right? But yeah, that match was you guys did that match justice. The way that match went the way it should have gone. When you started coming back and you started giving hip tosses and fucking scoop slam them and shit, the crowd was like, boom! And then you got the little meteor aura in the corner when you have the knees into the corner, that you start stomping at them and shit like that. Oh man, you fucking had them in the palm of your hands. And Corey did a great fucking job being that heel, which is interesting because in his promo photo, it's him smiling, right? Like he's like smiling and shit. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't like that. I remember you as a heel last time, and now you're over here smiling. I gotta get used to that. It's like Randy Orton smiling after the Legend Killer. When he started smiling after the Legend Killer, I was like, bro, you killed every legend we have. Now you're over there smiling and giving high fives and shit, bro. It was the weirdest thing, and we appreciate you, man. And we want more and more of Little Joy Nails, and that mustache just adds character.
Awesome.
that just adds character. And again, we are really we keep an eye on you guys down there and see what's going on, because if you talk about professional wrestling and now in this era of Crown of Maine, we want to be more story driven, because it's we know that just wrestling is not gonna get us to where we want to get to. So we're spending a lot of time on stories. So people on that show, um, first off, we want you to feel a part of something. Right? I don't want to book Joy Nails to just come up here and maybe he might be fine with just coming up here, getting a payday, having his match, and going home. But we would like to book Joy Nails. Are you book Joy Nails? I'm sorry. Give me a second. Are you going?
No,
Then
I'm
go.
good.
Then go. Um, Sorry about that. My daughter, I'm trying to explain to her that I have a blurred background that we can't see her. She doesn't like the camera.
Yeah. Oh, it's all good. All good.
So I was trying to tell her, go. I
Yeah.
am recording. Go. We
It's
we
all
we
good. All
want
good.
you guys to when you come up here. So I'll be honest. There's been a few times where we've had some people from the south to come up here, and how do I say this? First off, we're very thankful for you guys to accept these bookings up north and to come up here, but then to come up here and not act or carry themselves the same way they would at a promotion down south kind of makes us look at them like, what is your deal, right?
Yeah.
And that's something we'll talk more about when everybody gets up here for the show because we have our talent meetings and we have all that good stuff.
Yep.
But just to let the guys know that we are more story based this time. So when you guys come up here, there's a reason why we have you guys coming up here, right?
Yep.
It may not be a spot for you at this show coming up. We might just have a wrestling match for you to do. But
Yeah.
next show we may have a spot, an angle for you to kind of work something long term.
Yeah.
And that's what we're hoping for you guys to continue to come up here and work with us and there's no ill will. Over the many years again, and I mentioned this at yesterday's podcast where some of the guys up here feel like the people in the south shit on us up here. And I was talking to Mike and Amanda yesterday, and I said, "Have you ever, since you're new, right? You're unbiased, you're new. Have you felt that at all?" And they said, "No, I haven't. We haven't felt that. We haven't gotten that from the guys down south. We haven't. I mean, we might have heard some things from the guys up north saying that the south has an issue with us, but they themselves haven't ever came across anything like that. I have been here for over 20 years. So every promotion in the state of Maine up north that has opened, I have worked
Yeah.
for every
Yeah.
single one. And I myself have never felt that the guys down south had an issue with us. I've been down there many times. I've shared many of locker rooms with you guys down there, even before your time. I've never felt
Yeah.
that. I've never felt that way. But for you, have you heard of anything like that about us or us and you or anything like that at all over the years?
Honestly, no. It was just kind of um I'm trying to think because I don't really I like you guys were just another promotion in Maine. Like it wasn't like anything different about it. Like whenever the guys would talk about their bookings up north, they never said anything about like there's like it was they talked about it like it was another booking,
Mm.
like not not like another booking isn't like a bad thing as it's like, well, we got to go up and do it, but it's just like it was just like, oh yep, so I'm working for Crown this weekend. That's
Yeah.
gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I've always had a great time go like if I'm being honest, if I didn't have fun working for Crown, I wouldn't go up to Crown. I can tell you that. But like but like I have always enjoyed going up there. I like the matches you guys have given me. I've always enjoyed. This like you guys like your crew. I guess like
Mm.
I've never had any problems with.
Mm.
Not that I had problems with crews in the past or anything like that. But like
No, right, right.
I have nothing but good things to say.
No, and I appreciate hearing that because and I bring this up because I feel like some of our newer guys and even some of our guys from back in the day that are up here, um, that still feel like that. I like to bring it up into conversations now so they can see, hey, it's okay. Like we're all in the same boat per se, right? So
Yeah.
we don't have any issues with you. You don't have any issues with us, and I'm trying to bridge that gap because I still think some people up here are still stuck in their ways that you guys, have an issue with us, and I don't feel that way at all. I don't
Yeah.
feel that way. Well, I feel very hopeful for wrestling, and this is before Limitless. This is before Limitless. Again, I'm not sure why every promotion in Northern Maine just flops. I do have my theories. I'll be honest. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. Just a couple friends trying to run a promotion and do things for themselves and book themselves.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that's not it. Um, I am again. I'm a part of the creative for Crown of Maine, and you haven't seen me in anything major. Like some places would
Yeah.
book themselves like that. But
Yeah.
we're not about that. We're about the fans building up in a good show and having you guys down south have a good time when you guys come up here. And we love seeing you guys when you guys come up here. So I'll be honest, when we reach out to some of you suckers down there for a promo and we have to wait 2 weeks after somebody has said I'll have it for you this weekend, that upsets me a little bit. I'll be
Oh,
honest.
of course. Yeah. No.
But you're gonna
I
get
completely
that shit
understand that.
you're gonna get that shit from everywhere you fucking go. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But there's a couple of you fuckers down there that just want to shake around a little bit because we got shit that we need it for. So,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
so,
completely understand.
yeah, and that's not coming from like a confrontational standpoint or whatever. But it's like we're all brothers in the business, brothers and sisters in the business. And a locker room is a locker room, and you just carry yourself a certain way as a standard for every
Yeah.
place you go to. Where the hell did Limitless come from? By the way, what the fuck? Okay, hold on. So let me reiterate that question.
Yeah.
I know
No,
where it
good.
came from, but it came out of nowhere to me, right? Because again, IWE was
Yeah.
down south. So at the time, IWE was down south, Brewer, Old Town, Bangor, Island Falls,
Yeah.
fucking all those places. Then Eric sold IWE over to
Yeah.
John DeBon, Breyer, Sonny Roselli, and there might be one other person, which I think is I know how much Joseph Primer. Those three guys took
Yeah.
IWE, and then after that happened, I definitely stopped going down there because I had some reservations about Sonny Roselli, and I've heard nothing but stories negatively towards Sonny Roselli at the time, which hurt IWE at that time. And then Limitless Wrestling was doing these shows in these small venues, small crowd. Even the Chris Hero and Zack Sabre, and I think that was during COVID. Either way, I think. But
Oh no, that was in 2016.
small crowd. So I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
out like, did you get to watch Limitless and like in person, like grow like that?
Kind of, but like from a distance, kind of, because I like during that time I was still just like I really only got like into wrestling. Like I always liked wrestling because my dad would watch the old his like golden era of like Hogan, like those like his like VHS tapes, and I never really got into wrestling. Like I'd watch it, and I liked wrestling, but and then WrestleMania 32, the one main event with Roman and Triple H. Then I started following WWE, and I was following them for quite a while, like a couple of years, and that was like around the time that Limitless was like kind of starting to grow, and like randomly on YouTube I'd see stuff, and I'd just look up like Pro Wrestling Maine just because as I wanted to see like oh wow, like is there wrestling around me? Like, does that happen? And like I'd see a clip or two, I'd be like, that's cool. Anyways, it would like it never really clicked for something like, oh, this is something I should follow. So I can't really say, and I hadn't gone to a Limitless show until 2023. I never like even when I was like training with them the first time, I couldn't like get down to Yarmouth just because I was like 16 and
Right.
then I was working like a part-time job at a grocery store, so I like just didn't have the time to go down to the shows.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
then yeah, so I watched it grow from like the sidelines,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
not even but like sideline's not facing the field.
Right. No doubt.
Like with the field in the corner of my eye. I'll be honest.
So let's talk about something a little bit closer to you. Where did Joey Nails come from?
um, Joey Nails was I give full credit to Johnny Torres for for like at least especially the name.
Mm.
Because I was doing that Lewis Arc thing, which wasn't really a character. It was like I'd only wrestled under him for that the Project Grad show.
Project Grad, yeah.
Yep. And it was literally just a character that I came up with in 2K15 when I was playing when I was like in middle school. And then so like I'd like pitch things around it, and like Torres was a really great like mentor for me, like especially starting out to basically
Mr. Johnny Miyagi, man.
Yep, Miyagi, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a great mentor to basically just be like, yeah, no, that's dumb, don't do it. And it was great. I look back on it, and like even at the time I was like, I think it's a good idea. I don't see why he's being such a grumpy old man about it. I'm like, thank God I didn't like push through with this. This was dumb. But because in my Instagram bio, when I was in middle school, people would call me Joey Nell, like Joe Nelson, Joey Nell. And he's like, that sounds like Joey Nails. You should be Joey Nails. And I'd already kind of liked the idea of like the kind of 1920s like gangster type of character. Mostly because of Magic the Gathering. They had come out with a set that was based in that, and I was like, man, I love this aesthetic. So then I was like, well, Joey Nails sounds like a 1920s like cartoony gangster name. So hence why I like the hats and like the pinstripes.
Yeah, it's a look for sure.
Yep. And that, and then I was like, little Joey Nails, just because I'm little, and and that's kind of where it came from there. Like it developed obviously, and like I'm very much like nowadays I'm very much less like I see a gangster and more of just like a cartoon character, like which I love. Like
you could get away with a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could get away with a lot of stuff that people could look at and be like, well, that's stupid. No, that's Joey Nails. We love Joey Nails. You could get away with a lot. Like for instance, I'm talking to you now, and it hit me when you say like cartoon kind of vibe, where you see you ever see like somebody blow their thumb and poke their chest out?
Yep, I do that. Yep. Yeah. No, I do that every time.
Yeah.
I definitely overuse it. I'll be real. I try to think of a match recently where I haven't done it, and I'm like, well, that's my spot. I gotta get my shit in.
You gotta. Well, for you when it comes to that, absolutely. Yep. You gotta get your shit in. And speaking of that, I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of like back and forth about even that. Gotta get your shit in, kid, or don't worry about just getting your shit in. Like what? Give me some like some philosophies or some psychology things that you have been given when it comes to pro wrestling that maybe you were like that didn't make sense at the beginning, but now since you kind of been working, right, that it makes sense now. What kind of things did you think of?
The obvious one that every single wrestler hears and will continue to hear is slow down.
Hold on. Oh my God. You know that I have heard that, like you said, we hear that our entire fucking career, the entire fucking time. Here's a fun fact. I did not understand what that meant until maybe like 6 years ago. And again, like I said, I've been in this Northern Maine wrestling business since 2006 for 20 years. Here's the thing, guys. They never tell you what the fuck they mean by that. They just tell you to slow down. And I never understood what the fuck I'm supposed to do. 6 years ago, it hit me. I'm like, oh my God. Dio Santos versus Lucha Kid. That match right there in Van Buren. You can look it up on YouTube. that theory, that philosophy put into action. But before then, these fucking old timers, they weren't giving us shit on a silver platter. Like they were just like giving us metaphors and shit that we had to figure out, which I completely was against. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. Slow down. What else?
Um, one of my favorite ones that I picked up from Mike Hollow down at the elite school when I do pop-ins there is the mat and the lights didn't pay for a ticket.
Mm.
Like always face the crowd. Which like tends to go along with the facials. Like I credit them for because like a lot of stuff that I would do, I'd just head down
Yeah, you
or
bury
like
yourself. Yeah. Yeah.
just bury myself, literally just burying
Mhm.
my head, and like just like because the facials, like I mean, heck, if I appreciate that you guys noticed, but like had I always had my head in my chest or
Mm.
buried somewhere, you wouldn't. Like even if I was doing my best, amazing facials, if nobody can see them, what does it
Yeah.
matter?
Yeah. Yeah. We definitely use you as an example to tell the cause we have some young folks up here that want to do wrestling, and we're taking um with taking out with kick gloves, and we like to use examples like look at Joey Nails. You see Joey Nails' expressions when he's in a match. You see his face when he's disappointed, when he's in a headlock, when he's doing a move. Like so now you are being utilized as a coaching tool for new people to come up to say, hey, look at this. Like this is what we're looking for. Expressions. Sell to the crowd. Like you said, not to the lights, not to the
Yeah,
mats. And
yeah,
just to go back for a minute, where you mentioned Johnny Torres, I saw him in on Island Falls for a Les Wrestle show last year, and I'm walking in and he's walking out, and I stop. Hey, he's like Johnny Torres. Hey, good to see you again, brother. I'm Lewis. We and it's hard for me to explain to these guys that hey, we shared the ring 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's as long as it's been that I've seen a lot of these guys. But I was around when Johnny Miyagi
yeah,
and Scott Wild were a team, and they were killing it down in IWE. Um, Eric Johnson, of course. Um, did you train a lot with Eric, or was it just
yeah.
the Limitless dojo?
Um, when Eric was a trainer, Eric trained at the dojo for quite a while,
All right.
and
Right.
I was lucky enough to be there for like, I hilariously like it was after that Project Grad show, and I had started like training, like I say started training, but like I kept training.
Mhm.
I would his day would I would always pop in on his day, like just because it worked out best for my schedule. But it
Mhm.
was very funny because like he always called his class the big boy class because he was like it would be like like his like he's a big man and he can definitely teach a very great big man style. But so we'd have like Jason Maverick there, um, Big Cat would pop in,
Mhm.
Lee Miller, like this like guys that were bigger, way bigger than me,
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
And but so it was always funny. He's like, "Why are you here?" Like, no, not in the mean way, but
Yeah.
he's like, "Why
Yeah.
are you doing this to yourself? Because you're now you're crash test dummy for all their big man moves now."
Yeah.
I was like,
Mm.
"I'm just happy to be here, guys. I'm just like, as they're like, by the way, so we really want to try out this like suplex neck breaker combo, and well, Joey's here, so
Yeah.
yeah."
So who was in your class when you were training down there?
I think uh, who was like because like Jason Maverick was a big one who had pretty consistently. Like who else I'd work with?
You work with Donkey in your
Yeah,
class?
Donkey. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Oh yeah, yeah, Donkey all the time. Yeah, yeah. I feel bad that I forgot him now.
Yeah,
But,
I'm
like,
over here
yeah, you
like
know, like,
Donkey?
yeah, you know, he was there all the time. It's
Yeah.
just yeah. Um,
Well, you're being put on the spot right
uh,
now to try to answer the questions.
yeah,
I get it. I get it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
get it.
Trying to think who else I like trained with, like coming up with Levi Spade for a while. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to think.
Well, so if we were talking about big boy class, right? So we got Jason Maverick, we got Tyler Adams or Big Cat, right?
Oh, yep,
Big Cat
yep.
was in that. Lee Miller was in that. JP.
Uh, GP would do like would come to the dojo once in a while. Um, I think he participated a couple of times,
Okay. Okay.
but but I mean, he already like he he um he was already like doing stuff at the time, so
All
it
right.
wasn't like a thing where he's like expected to be there or whatever. It's more like, hey guys, I'm popping in.
Who down there did you enjoy working with? Who's somebody down there that you enjoy working with the most?
Um, A Agro, definitely. Like as a coach, um, trying to think who I really enjoyed working with. I really liked working with my goodness, Daphne
Hmm?
Deville,
Yeah.
when she was a trainer. Um,
Daphne is not too happy with us because I created a the first logo for this podcast. I used the AI to help me make it, and those who know Amber and have known Amber or know of Amber, Amber does not like AI whatsoever.
yeah, yep,
So what happened is she our one of our media specialists here kind of got felt a certain way and ended up blocking Amber from our Facebook page. So with the podcast Facebook page, Amber message commented on something that we posted, and she was like, "Why did you block me? I was only asking who made the logo." Right, so we made sure that she was taken care of. That we unblocked her.
yeah,
We said
yeah,
thank you for the support and whatnot. But
yeah,
the joke for me now is if you say Amber three times, if you say AI three times, Amber appears.
yeah,
That's that because listen, and I would love to have Amber on the show. We're big fans of her as well. Um, even in the past life, we were big fans. So I want this run on joke to get her attention and have her want to be a part of the be a part of the podcast. You say AI three times, Amber appears. It's fucking hilarious, bro.
yeah,
Because the last time I understood is that she was a graphic designer. Like she does flyers
yeah,
and she does. So as an artist, and I explained to the guys up here, I said she has a right to feel that way because she is an artist herself. So when she sees
yeah,
people using AI, she feels a certain kind of way because that's something that she could have done, right?
yeah.
Um, but then again, I'm kind of like, hey, she hasn't reached out to us to do anything for us, so I don't give a fuck.
Uh,
But
yeah, no,
AI, I
I
don't
mean, I will say, I like if you guys need a logo done, I can do. I've done graphic design.
know. All
So,
right, yeah, thank
but
you, thank you.
of course, um,
Don't
but
shit
yeah,
on
no,
us for
I
AI. Okay, we changed it. Okay, I changed it. It's just
okay, 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 okay,
it's
good,
just
good,
text now.
good.
It's just text now.
Yeah, awesome. No, 'cause I will say like this just some places I see like there'll be promotions where like it with the whole AI thing, it was just always really funny to me where it'd be like promotions that like already had like really bad graphics because probably they just like were like, oh, we can just go into like just like there's not guys that don't they would clearly either were not well versed in like graphic design or making things, and then suddenly they're like they'd have posters would be like this epic like, oh my god, it's like Godzilla and Kong of our champions. They're like wrestling. It's like, yeah, okay, like it's like, oh, okay, so something changed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know what? So the good thing about COVID, and that's a clip right there to share on social media. With me saying that the good thing about COVID
Yeah, yep, yep.
was that
In defense of
people,
COVID.
right, in defense of COVID, aside from the millions and millions of people that passed away, we have a couple thousand new graphic designers in the world.
No, yeah,
We got a bunch of streamers, podcasters. We got a bunch of people that have utilized technology, the internet, and learned a new skill. I learned social media during that time. I was an essential worker, but I was so what I was is I was a teacher. I was an instructor, just one
yep,
step below a teacher that had no students in my class because they were all sent home because of COVID, right?
yep,
So I had about a year or so to put together an online curriculum and to build a class and all that. But before that, there was a few months that our higher ups and corporate didn't have a fucking clue of what the hell we were going to do when we've never been in this position before.
Yeah.
So while they're figuring that out and they're requiring us to be in the office, I learned how to run social media and build hype and get attention and get followers and just be on top of trends and first of all, exhausting. By the way, I took a Twitter page or X.com page, Twitter, X.com, Twitter, a Twitter page, and I grew it to 6,000 followers, authentic, organically natural followers within 3 months, and I was exhausted. Like
Oh, I'm sure.
I wasn't sleeping. I was agitated. Right, I was grumpy, and I was always on the internet. When I was home, I was on my computer on Twitter. When I was at work, I was on Twitter. If I was traveling, I was on my phone on Twitter.
Yeah.
So that's what I did with that. My buddy, my coworker, learned how to do video editing and
Yeah.
video graphics. So I made my page with his help, with what he learned during that time. We blew that page up. So what I'm getting at
Nice.
is a lot of people learn things. Graphic design was not one of them. I can't make a flyer to save my fucking life. Okay,
Yeah.
so AI. I said all that shit just to say this. I, who am not an artist, am okay with AI because I'm not good at making flyers. And I appreciate you saying what you said. Hey, you could do stuff for us. Artists, if you're an artist out there and you see my stuff here on the Beyond the Crown podcast, that it's not gonna be AI because I already did what I did with it. Don't
Yeah.
talk. Don't come like private message me. Don't put it in the comment section to make a scene. Hey, I would love to do your flyer. I would love to do your logo. I would love to because that would be a paid position for you. I'll give
Yeah.
you some money to fucking do it. Don't shit talk me on social media. That's
I
bad
understand.
business.
Yeah.
That was bad business. We in this shit together. Like if it's terrible and you know how to do it correctly, then please help us. Fucking help us.
Yeah. Which okay, so sorry. This is, speaking of social media, this is just one thing I just wanted to put out there. This is like on my little like checklist of like things I want to talk about. Um, I'm just wondering with this like Logan Lennox kid. What's up with him posting about hitting a nail on the head? What's up with that? Like,
I saw
you're
that.
you're you're part of management.
I am.
What? Like, all I'm saying is,
Mm-hmm.
little Joey Nails saying he's gonna hit the nail on the head. What's up with that? Like, I feel like as general manager, you should have some sort of I don't know,
Oh, you're
like
looking for
I
some sort of exclusive or something right now. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for some
I don't,
information. So
no,
here,
no, not even that. I just want to know what this kid's problem is, huh?
so I could tell you that that might have been coincidental.
Okay,
That might have been
okay,
coincidental. I could also tell you that I'm pretty sure he was not expecting for you to comment
okay,
on that as
all
well.
right, all
So
right.
I'm glad you said that because as much as I just said that we're paying attention to you guys down there, it might seem that you guys are paying a little attention to what's up here. So
Yeah,
now that we are aware of that, that could change some things.
I'm just wondering what this kid's problem is. Like that,
He has a lot
like
of problems. I don't know if you saw
yeah, yeah,
the results of the
yeah,
last
yeah,
show and
yeah.
what he did. He has an issue, and it's because of somebody who's closer to you than they are to us in Island Profit.
Yeah, yeah, you know, the guy.
So what do
I
you know
oh,
about Island
you
Profit?
oh, just all I can say about Alan Prophet. He was the first man who I shared a ring with. He was like,
Wow.
so that first time I went to train with Sean Killian at their like barn, he was the first guy to like train me, like to show me like bumps or like to mess around the ring with me,
Wow.
which makes it very hurtful to see the path he's gone down. Like, it's just yeah,
We I did not know that he was one of the
yeah,
first that
yeah.
you know that he still does that now where he'll offer his services to help the new people and to want to help in that and are you surprised that he's still doing that or you're kind of like yeah that's the kind of person he is.
That makes sense to me. I mean, he's always been like I was a 15-year-old kid who was like, "Hey, I want to like let." You literally just kind of showed up with like my dad just kind of woke me up one day. I was like, "Hey, we're gonna go check out that wrestling training thing." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's awesome." And then we showed up, and he was like basically putting a ring together by himself. It was him and I cannot remember who else was there. It was him and one other guy. It wasn't by himself, but like it was him and some other guy putting together the ring while Sean like talked to me and my dad about like what's this gonna entail.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There.
that's an exclusive because yeah, I didn't know that he was one of the first to kind of help you along, and I know that means a lot when you're first trying to come in to the business and you have someone that takes the time to work with you and show you things. And there's so many people. So my time was IWE, and I had Nate McKenzie, and I had and I keep saying Eric Johnson, but he's been around forever for main wrestling. I never had the opportunity to share a ring with Johnny Miyagi or Scott Wild, which I would have loved to at the time. But I did share a ring and train with two guys that ended up becoming the hottest tag team in not only the state of Maine but in the country, and the Maine State Posse, where I was training with Eddie Agro and Danger Kid at the time. And it's amazing when you have somebody who's been around longer than you and they take the time to come and work with you, you know. And I feel like that gets lost sometimes on people that are like at a certain level where their work is so hard and they have so sort of a name for themselves that they stop caring about that and kind of worry about themselves, which is fine. You can take care of yourself, but that gets lost a lot. Now it's like you get your training from seminars. When there's seminars, you can go ahead and get that. But having those guys just get a hold of you, just grab you and put you in a side headlock and kind of help you work your way out of that into a wrist lock, into a waist lock, into a hammer lock. Yeah, those days are because right now, and again, it's like it's time to get to the show. When you go to a show now in Maine, it's time to get ready for the show. Seminars, I haven't really seen many seminars. I might have missed some. Maybe you might know of some recent seminars that have happened or are going to happen. But we're definitely out of the loop up here. But we're trying to bridge that gap, like I mentioned, to get you guys up here and vice versa. And the whole nail on the head thing, Logan Lennox is we're not sure like where he's going or why he's going the route that he's going. I could just tell you that you just do what you're what you're doing now.
All right.
And just keep an eye on him because I mean, look at Dominic Mysterio, right? He did what he did to his dad, like Logan kind of did, but and look at Dominic. He's you can say he's one of the most hated, but we know he's one of the most loved wrestlers. Oh yeah, we love us some Dominic, and that's where Logan is his way to being a part of. So we got a show coming up in April 4th for that day.
Yep.
Van Buren. Van Buren is our hottest crowd up until Fort Fairfield. After we had the Fort Fairfield show, the last show we had.
That was good.
Holy shit! You work Stormy Savage. How is it like to work Stormy Savage? Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, it's scary. Like he's a big, strong boy. I don't appreciate being put in the ring with a guy who just picks people up to put them back down. But I mean, I overcame. I would let the record show. I overcame, and now I'm gonna go on to fight some like Sin Cara wannabe.
They call him the Timu Batman.
Oh, Timu Batman.
Yeah. The Timu Batman. I know that somebody in the crowd at Van Buren, where he was taking a Lucha Kid, was calling him Sin Cara, and he was saying that, look at the mask, bitch. It's not a Sin Cara mask if you look close enough. So we saw Stormy was another one we saw, and we were like, we want to get him up here. We definitely want to get him up here. And you worked 15 minutes better bell that match, and the exhaustion. And I listen. So I did have a hand into making that the thing where it's bell to bell, but here's the thing: by the time you guys were done in that match, you and Stormy, listen, there was no need to sell that you were tired. Okay,
Yeah.
there was no need to
No.
sell that you were tired. That match worked out, and it looked, and then it felt at the end like you, when you won, you earned that victory. Like you really earned that fucking victory. So we're trying and testing a lot of things up here to see how you guys react to it. And I'd rather have a 15 better bell to give you guys more creative freedom to do things in your matches,
Yeah.
and then hopefully learn how to. You ready for this? Slow down.
Yeah.
See how it goes full circle?
Yeah.
Full circle. If you're giving 15 minutes, slow down. Give me 15 minutes. First 5 minutes, I'm in and out in and out of the ring. I'm in and out. I'm a heel. Fuck that. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm stretching. I'm stretching.
Yeah.
Right? I'm doing all that shit, boy. Give me 15. I'm gonna slowly milk that. So
Yeah.
we Amanda, Mike and Amanda, the owners, Amanda was saying, she said something beautiful yesterday, and if you haven't caught the podcast, definitely take a listen. She said something
Definitely will.
she said something so beautiful in the podcast. She said that she wants Crowd of Main Wrestling to be essentially a land of opportunity for you folks down south. You guys, and we know there's like MPWs down there. We know there's another promotion that has a one-off show. We get that, but we would like to have our area up here be a place for you guys to work in front of a crowd. If you guys have something new, a new gimmick, a new thing you want to try, a new move, or you guys are up here, you guys can do that again in front of a live audience. And we're not talking 10 people. We got venues.
Yeah.
We got people all over in different seats. We got concessions. It's hype. There's a lot of noise to it. So that's what Amanda says. She wants to be able to, and I made a joke say, oh, you want us to be the limitless of the small promotions. So there's the majors, there's the indies, and then there's the small below the indies, right? We're the small. And when she said that, I was like, that's beautiful to have you guys come up here and to have that freedom to try something new, new music, new name, new moves, new gear, everything, all of that. And she said that, and I was like, holy shit, man, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I haven't thought of that. And they thought I was being sarcastic. I was like, no, I never thought of it that way, that we're having them come up here and have this opportunity to still work in front of a live crowd, and that they could try new things with us that they maybe wouldn't necessarily be able to do somewhere else, right? Alan Prophet thanks us all the time for the opportunity that he has right now, and his gimmick and his role and the Crown of Main Wrestling Champion, his followers. You got Logan Lennox, like guys at the top of the world right now, and it's not that we just gave it to him. It's a whole story built up here, right? It's all building up to a story. We have segments that are coming. We got interview segments where it's like Smoky Mountain, where it's like, Joey Nails, you have a match later on today, blah 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 blah. Thank you. All right, back to you in the ring, ladies and gentlemen. This next match is, you know what I mean, like that's how we're doing it, bro. So we appreciate you to keep coming on up, because it's gonna be a blast, and it's gonna get better and better and better and better and better. Are you okay? How do you feel about, like, do you know that you are very well loved? Do you know that you are very well liked? Do you know that the crowd sees you and they just in their body innately it's just like, I gotta cheer for this guy? Do you know the power you have?
I can't say I do. I mean, I have fun, and like I mean, like I said, like I always have a great time coming up to work for you guys. Like, cause honestly, and like you said about like using like testing out things up there that you wouldn't normally. I'm pretty sure I've had like two like, and I felt bad. Like I felt bad because I thought earlier, because I've changed my my like area I hail from again, and I think I've changed it every show I've been up there for you guys. And John King, I appreciate the heck out of, because because I'm the next show I'm going to be asking him, hey, okay, so I gotta update that. But that I think I've like some moves I've hit in matches up your way, especially in the match against Casanova. I don't think I've hit ever again. Like, not because I didn't like them, but just because it was just perfect, right place, right time. Where I'm like, I can do that, and It worked out great. um,
Hell yeah, and that's what we want. We want that for you guys, to be able to have that. We're trying to build. Well, the way I'm looking at it, I want to build local celebrities, right? And the more you guys come up, the more we get you involved, the more the crowd sees you. It kind of writes itself at that point. And so it's been a lot of fun. Um, so we talked about Stony Savage. That was a fun match to watch. Did you do you watch your matches?
Always. I I watched them multiple times, and to the point where I can't stand them. Um, like I always watch my matches. Like a lot of it's showing. A lot of it is showing other people, mostly forcing them to watch. Be like, look at this cool thing I did last
Yep.
weekend. Because I'm
Yep.
like, you know what, um, but that. But also, I rewatch it. I send it to people to watch for me to give me critiques. Um, a lot of times, like I notice that like I'm like I need to like watch it less a little, like not at all trying to make I say excuses for myself or anything like that,
Yep.
but it's like I'll walk away from a match and be like, man, like, oh, I messed that up, that looked bad,
Mm.
and I'll watch it and I'm like, oh my god, that looked fine,
Yep.
like, and that's okay. But
Yep.
like I'll rewatch stuff and then I'll be like, why didn't I do this? Or like, it's not even like small. It's not even things where it's like, oh, that was a botch or something like that. It'll
No.
be
Yeah.
something where I'm like, I specifically have been working on like, well, one thing that I've always that I, in my match with Aggro, I got so mad at myself for. I always work on. I say I always work on, but like I'd been working on always using two hands when pushing somebody into the ring, like in using two hands, because using just one hand to me isn't realistic.
Hmm.
Like especially my size, for me to be able to one handedly be like, I'm just gonna cast you aside, makes no sense to me at least. And in that match, I had done that to him, where I just kind of was like, and get in the ring. Here's a one hand push, and I send you basically 5 feet.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right.
yeah, and I kept rewatching that, and I was just like, God dang it, why didn't I? but
Yep.
um, but yeah, no, I didn't. The short answer, yes, I do rewatch my matches.
I love
You
that.
can
I
you can
love
edit
that.
around that for the clip. You can just you
No,
can just,
hell no. No, no. The funny thing about wrestlers is that we can talk, man. We can give you the business. You let us go, we're just gonna go. When I talked to my wife about wrestling, I would just talk and talk and talk, and she's so fucking polite. She would just nod her head, and smile while she's playing Sudoku on her phone or whatever it is.
yep.
But we can. You know that there's nothing looks crazier than a wrestler going over his match in his head.
Always, yeah. It's just some guy fighting demons for about like that, or just
We look crazy, bro.
yeah,
We look fucking crazy when we do that, and I love that joke
yeah,
that's what we look like. Because I'll be sitting at a show talking, whatever, doing whatever, and I look to my left, and there'll be somebody in the corner like
yeah,
by himself,
yep,
maybe facing the wall, and I'm like, that's a wrestler.
yep, yep.
I love it though. I love it. I love this business, and now I got the opportunity to be on this side of things, behind the scenes, and create some beautiful stories and some fun stories, and to have you guys included into all that. Um, so we're all done here because I gotta get going. That
No,
this is
all
this is
good.
beautiful. I appreciate you taking the time today, brother, to come here and
Of
to hang
course.
out with me here today. And it's early in the year to where we could have you on again and talk about some things you might have gone into at that point. But
Yeah.
thank you for sharing your story and to talking more beyond wrestling with me and all of that. Any final words you have to say to anybody who may be listening, maybe where they can find you? Any inspirational thoughts for people who may be joining the business?
Um. Just to get my shit in. For socials. Uh. It's mostly on Facebook. Little Joey Nails. And I'm just putting this out there because I need to figure out a way to get rid of it. There is a Little Joey Nails like profile where it's like you can friend him. That is me. I don't use that. I have a page now where it's Little Joey Nails. I need to at least put like get rid of like the profile picture on that one or something.
Yeah.
Um, but that on Facebook, Instagram, I believe it's just I want to say Lil,
Who are
like
you?
Lil.
Who are you? Do you know who you are?
I don't know who I am, man. I'm a future former WWF Hall of Famer on Twitter with
Yeah.
at LJ Bacabella.
Hey.
um, and I also have I think Twitter. I have a Joey Nails Twitter that I use less just because I mostly use that for my Bacabella stuff now. But I think it's Nails Joey 23, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But
no
yeah,
worries. I'm sure we'll come more across. We're gonna start seeing more of you, statewide, especially with what you got planned coming up, down there. And you have some fun things that we have for you up here. We'll talk to you more about
awesome.
that, when you get up here. But thank you for listening in, everybody. I'm Lewis, and this has been the Beyond the Crown podcast.